Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors on the 10th of April 2021. The National Executive Council meeting of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors held virtually on the 10th of April 2021 to review the memorandum of action reached at the conciliation meeting between the Association and the Federal Government of Nigeria. The meeting was attended by over 250 doctors, comprising of members of the NOC, expanded NOC, NEC past presidents, past secretary generals, and other past leaders of the association. After extensive deliberations on the burning issues and an analysis of the MOA signed with the federal government, the following observations and resolutions were reached. The NEC appreciated the NOC and the NARD negotiation team for their sacrifices during the period of the strike. The NEC noted the effort put in by the agencies of the federal government to sort out the 3-month salary arrears of our house officers. It also noted the setting up of a committee to look into the reasons behind the pending payments and correct the pending payments and correct the irregularities in the payment within the next 72 hours, and also the provision of a payment platform by the IPs for subsequent payments. They also noted that the MDCN portal for recruitment and posting of house officers is now open, and some house officers have been posted to the federal training institutions. They noted the promise made by the MDCN registrar to include state training institutions into the central posting of the house officers. The NEC noted the bench fee for outside posting by resident doctors has been abolished. The circular would be issued by the Federal Minister of Health immediately prior to ratification by the National Council on Health. The NEC noted that with regards to the non-payment of the national minimum wage, consequential adjustments, and all salary shortfalls, conciliatory meetings has mandated all chief medical directors to work with the permanent secretary, Minister of Health, to submit a list of affected institutions and personnel strength for capturing in the 2021 supplementary budget to enable payment. They also noted that the chief medical directors, in collaboration with NARD, have been mandated to submit a list of salary shortfalls for 2014 to 2016 to the Accountant General of the Federation for verification and subsequent payment. NEC frowned at the delay of federal government in sorting out the irregularities following the payment of Medical Resident Training Fund of 2020. It was, however, pleased that the government have agreed to capture this skip payments into the supplementary budget in 2021. The National Postgraduate College of Nigeria have been mandated to immediately submit the list of all resident doctors in the federal teaching hospitals in Nigeria for 2021 Medical Resident Training Fund payment. It also noted that payment of the 2021 Medical Resident Training Fund would commence before the end of April 2021. After all, our members in the GIFMIX platform have been migrated to the IPs. NEC noted the effort of the Presidential Committee on Salaries for convoking a meeting on the 12th of Monday, April 2021, to look into the hazard allowances of all healthcare workers, with which a meeting of all stakeholders will be called on Wednesday, 14th of April 2021, to determine the new hazard allowance for all health workers in Nigeria. NEC noted that the effort made so far at the payment of death in service insurance benefit to next of kin of our members and other health workers. NEC noted the willingness of government to migrate her members from the GIFMIX platform to the IP's platform before the last day of April, and payment of all the outstanding month salary arrears made within a week after verification. They also observed that with concerns the conditions of our members under different state government employees, especially Abia State and Imo State government, who currently are members are being owed 20 months and 5 months salaries arrears respectively. Our resolutions. In view of the above, the NEC resolved to suspend the ongoing total and indefinite nationwide industrial action from Monday, 12th April 2021 at 8 a.m. for a period of 4 weeks to give government room to sort out all pending issues as contained in the Memorandum of Action. The NEC appealed to all relevant stakeholders to prevail on government and our agencies to keep to their side of the bargain as documented in the Memorandum of Actions in order to prevent recurring strikes in the health sector. They also called on the federal government to prevail on state governments, especially Abia and Imo State, who are currently being owed 20 months and 5 months salaries respectively, to pay within the window period of suspension of the strike. They urged the federal government to remove medical training from concurrent list to allow for universal implementation of the Medical Resident Training Act across the Federation, including states' training institutions. Appreciation. The NEC appreciates the following distinguished personalities: the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR; the Honorable Speaker, Federal House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Baji-Amela; the Honorable Minister of Labor and Employment, Sir Dr. Chris Ngege; the Chairman, Federal House of Reps Committee on Health Services, Honorable Dr. Tanko Sununu; the President, Nigerian Medical Association, Professor Innocent Uja, MNI. Finally, we appreciate all Nigerians for standing with us during this trying time. Long live the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors. Long live the Nigerian Medical Association. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your question. As it stands, all health workers are paid 5,000 naira as hazard allowance. 5,000 naira to be exposed to COVID-19 infection, 5,000 naira to be exposed to Lassa fever, 5,000 naira to be exposed to Ebola. On Friday, in the meeting with the Minister of Labor, it was agreed that a stakeholders meeting is going to happen today, Monday, at the Ministry of Labor, where the Salary and Wages Commission and every other people that are going to be involved in the negotiation for the monetary aspect to sit today and determine what government wants to bring for us. But the meeting for all health workers is going to hold on Friday, 14th. On Wednesday, 14th, to determine on the common ground by all health workers.
So you're not coming to you don't have any proposal yet until after that meeting of all health workers?
For us, if you go with all other places outside, like in the USA, in the UK, they virtually have a premium insurance that factors in your hazard allowance and other allowances that you need to pay to other people. We are aware that in the House of Rep, House of Senate, in the upper and lower chambers, that even to buy newspapers for a month costs 1.2 million naira. We are also aware that hardship allowance there also costs 1.2 million naira. All we ask is that we should be given at least 50% of our basic salary to help us to be able to at least treat malaria, since the National Health Insurance Scheme can barely cater for treating malaria and cannot buy you drugs that you need for treatment.
Lastly for me, let me see my colleagues as well. On the strike that NRD has suspended, expiration of the dates you put here if the government fails to meet the condition?
The government has failed to honor the memorandum of actions or memorandum of understanding for over 5 years. The time when doctors seems to go on strike is because government have not been able to honor their bargain made on the table that we have signed. We talk of the hazard allowance, talk of the death in service insurance, talk about other things, talk about the dilapidated state of most hospitals in Nigeria generally. And those are why we have always asked the government to take the priority of the health sector to be very important. But as it stands, we are patriotic Nigerians and we are not hungry to go on strikes if only government honor their own bargain. And for next 4 weeks, we hopefully wish that the government will honor their bargain. But however, the National Executive Council have placed a meeting for the 4th week to review the state and the extent in which government have gone to honor the MOA. So it's at that stage we are going to review what we are given and know whether the government have done well or not. Thank you very much. Yeah. Piero.